unlynchen. A kingdom for the stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. But pardon, gentles all, the flat, unraised spirits that have dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France? Or may we cram within the woodnow the very casks that did affright the air at Agincourt? But pardon, since a crooked figure may attest in little place 1,000,000. And let us ciphers to this great account upon your imaginary forces work. Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts. Into 1,000 parts divide one man and make imaginary puissance. For 'tis your thoughts now must deck our kings, carry them here and there, jumping o'er times, and turning the accomplishments of many years into an hourglass. For the which supply, admit me, chorus, to this history, who prologue-like your humble patience pray, gently to hear and kindly to judge our play. Welcome to Shakespeare's greatest hits.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. No, we have divided in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you, our no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife might be prevented now. The two princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court have made that amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest us, both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love thee more than word can wield the matter, dearer than eyesight, liberty, and a health, beyond what can be valued rich or rare, no less than life with grace, beauty, and honor, a love that is much as child e'er found or father found, a love that makes breath poor and speech unable, beyond all manner of so much. I love you.
Then what shall Cordelia speak? Love and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
I am maid of that self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her word. In my true heart I find she names my very deed of love, only she comes too short, that I find myself an enemy to all other joys which the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I unsolicited in your dear Highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I'm sure my love's more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee and thine, perpetual ever, remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. Now, our joy, although our least and last, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest. What can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less.
How, Cordelia? Mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortunes.
Good, my lord. You have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Happily, when I am wed, that lord whose hands must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
What goes thy heart with this?
Aye, my good lord.
So young, so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth, then, be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs, from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all paternal care, propinquity, and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever.
Good my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and sought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight! Call France, call Burgundy, who stirs? Cornwall and Albany. With my two daughters' dowers, digest this third. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself, by monthly course, will, with reservation of 100 nights by you to be sustained, will our abode make with you by due turn. Only we shall retain the name and all the addition to a king, the sway, revenue, execution of the rest be yours, beloved sons, which to confirm this coronet part between you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, followed as my master, as my great patron thought on in my prayers.
The bow is bent and drawn, make from the shaft.
Well, let it fall, rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Thinkest thou that duty shall have dread to speak when power to flattery bows? To plainness honor's bound when majesty falls to fawn. Reserve thy state, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least, nor are those empty-hearted whose low sounds reverb no hollowness.
Kent, on thy life no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being motive.
Out of my sight!
See better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine art.
Now by Apollo!
Now by Apollo, King, Thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Vassal, miscreant!
Forbear!
Kill thy physician and thy fee bestow upon the foul disease. Revoke thy gift, or whilst I can vent clamor in my throat, I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant, on thine allegiance. Hear me. 5 days we do allot thee for provision from disasters of the world, and on the 6th day to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If by the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment be thy death. Away!
Fare thee well, King. Since thus thou wilt appear, freedom lies hence and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, and justly thinkest and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus, Kent, O princes, bids you all adieu. He'll shape his own course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My Lord of Burgundy, we first address toward you, who with this king have rivaled for our daughter. What in the least will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal majesty, I crave no more than your highness has offered, nor will you tender less.
Right noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen.
I know no answer.
Will you, with those infirmities she owes, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, dowered with our curse, and strangered by our oath, take her or leave her?
Royal sir, election makes not up in such conditions.
Then leave her, sir. For I, by the powers that made me, I tell you all her wealth. For you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray to match you where I hate.
This is most strange, that she whom even but now was your best object, the argument of your praise, balm of your age, the best, the dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favor. Sure her offense must be of such unnatural degree that monsters it, or your forevouched affection fall into taint, which to believe of her must be a faith that reason without miracle should never plant in me.
Good my lord, if for want of that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, which I'll do before I speak, let it be known that it is no vicious plot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath lost me in your favor, but for want of that which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue, though not to have it, hath lost me in your liking.
Better thou hadst not been born, than not to have pleased me better.
My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Love's not love when it is mingled with regards that stand aloof from the entire point. Will you have her? She is herself a dowry.
Royal king, give but that portion which yourself proposed. Here I take Cordelia, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing! I have sworn. I am firm.
I am sorry that you have so lost a father that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respects and fortunes are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, Thou art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most loved despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful, I take up what's cast away. 'Tis strange that from coldest neglect my love should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, and our fair France. Not all the dukes of waterish Burgundy can buy this unprized precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia. Though unkind, thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, France, let her be thine, but we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore, be gone, without our grace, our love, our benison. Come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father, with watched eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know what you are, and like a sister I'm loath to call your faults as they are names. Love well our father, to your professed bosoms I commit him, though when I stood within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duty.
Let your study be to content your lord, who hath received the fortune's alms. You have obedience scanted, and well are worth the want you have wanted.
Time shall unfold what plighted cunning hides. Farewell to you both.
Come, my fair Cordelia.
Sister, it is not little I have to say about what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
That is most certain, and with you, next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. The observation we have made of it hath not been little. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time has been but rash. Now must we look from his age to receive not alone the imperfections of long and great condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them.
Such unconstant starts are we like to have from him as this of Kent's banishment.
There is further leave-taking between France and him. Pray you, let us sit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think of it.
We must do something, and in the heat.
Sarah, you giant, what says the doctor to my water?
He said, sir, that the water itself is a good, healthy water. But for the party that owned it, he might have more diseases than you need for.
Men, of all sort, take a pride to gird at me. The brain of this foolish, compounded clay, man, is unable to invent anything that tends to laughter more than I invent, or is invented on me. I am not only witty in myself, but the cause that wit is in other men. If the prince put thee into my service for any other reason than to set me off, why, then I have no judgment. Thou art fit to be one in my captain to wait at my heels. said Master Dumbledore about the satin for my short cloak and my slops?
He said, sir, that you should procure him better assurance than Bardolph. He would not take his band and yours. He liked not the security.
A rascally, yea, forsooth, knave, to bear a gentleman in hand, and then stand upon security. I would as lief they had put ratsbane in my mouth, as offered to stop it with security. I looked, and should have sent me 2 and 20 yards of satin, as I am a true knight, and he sent me security. Where's Bardolph?
He's gone into Smithfield to buy your worship a horse.
I bought him in Paul's, and he'll buy me a horse in Smithfield.
Sir, here is the nobleman that committed the prince for striking him about Bardolph.
Wait close. I will not see him.
What's he that goes there?
Falstaff, and it please your lordship?
He that was in question for the robbery?
He, my lord, but he hath done good service at Shrewsbury, and now, as I hear, is going with some charge to the Lord John of Lancaster.
What? To York? Call him back again.
Sir John Falstaff.
Boy, page, tell him I'm deaf.
You must speak louder. My master is deaf.
I am sure that he is to the hearing of anything good. Go, pluck him by the elbow. I must speak with him.
Sir John.
What? A young knave and begging? Is there not wars? Is there not employment? Does not the king lack subjects? Do not the rebels need soldiers?
You mistake me, sir.
Why, sir, did I say you are an honest man? Setting my knighthood and my soldiership aside, I had lied in my throat if I had said so.
I pray you, sir, set your knighthood and your soldiership aside and grant me leave to tell you, you lie in your throat if you say I am any other than an honest woman.
You hunt counter. Hence, avaunt.
Ha! 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 Cursed be thy back scratcher. Ha!
My lord will speak with me now.
Sir John Falstaff, a word with you.
My good lord! God give your lordship good time of day. I'm glad to see your lordship abroad. I heard say your lordship was sick. I hope your lordship goes abroad by advice. Your lordship, though not clean past your youth, hath yet some snack of age in you, some relish of the saltness of time, and I humbly beseech your lordship to have a reverent care to your health.
I sent for you before your expedition to Shrewsbury.
And it please your lordship, I hear his majesty has returned with some discomfort from Wales.
I talk not of his majesty. You did not come when I sent for you.
And I hear, moreover, his highness has fallen into the same worsened apoplexy.
Well, God, mend him. Pray you, let me speak with you.
This apoplexy is, as I take it, a kind of lethargy. And it please you, a kind of sleeping in the blood, a hoarsened tingling.
Why tell you me of it? Be it as it is.
It hath its original from much grief, from study and perturbation of the brain. It is a kind of deafness.
I think you are fallen into the disease, for you do not hear what I say to you.
Very well, my lord, very well. Rather, and please you, it is the disease of not listening, the malady of not marking that I am troubled withal.
I sent for you when there were matters against you for your life, to come and speak with me.
As I was then advised by my learned counsel in the laws of this land service, I did not come.
The truth is, Sir John, you live in great infamy.
He that buckles him in my belt cannot live in less.
Your means are very slender, and your waist is great.
I would it were otherwise. I would my means greater and my waist slenderer.
You have misled the youthful prince.
The young prince has misled me. I am the fellow with the great belly, and he my dog.
Well, I am loath handed over your night's exploit on Gad's Hill.
My lord?
There is not a white hair on your face, but should have its effect on gravity.
His effect on gravy. Gravy.
You follow the prince up and down like his ill angel.
Not so, my lord. You that are old, consider not the capacities of us that are young.
Do you set down your name in the scroll of youth that is written down old with all the characters of age? Have you not a moist eye, a dry hand, a yellow cheek, a white beard, a decreasing leg, an increasing belly? Is not your voice broken, your wind short, your chin double, your wit single, and every part about you blasted with antiquity? And will you yet call yourself young? Fie, 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 Sir John.
My lord. My lord. I was born about 3 o'clock of the afternoon with a white-headed something around the belly. From my voice, I have lost it with helloing and singing of anthems. To approve my youth further, I will not. The truth is, I am only old in judgment and understanding. For the box of the ear that the young prince gave you, he gave it like a rude prince, and you took it like a sensible lord. I have checked him for it, and the young lion repents.
God send the prince a better companion.
God send a companion, a better prince. I cannot rid my hands of him.
Well, the king hath severed you and Prince Harry. I hear you are going with Lord John of Lancaster against the Archbishop and the Earl of Northumberland.
Yea, and I think you're pretty sweet wit for it. If you will need say that I am an old man, you should give me rest. I would to God my name were not so terrible to the enemy as it is. I would better to be eaten to death with a rust than to be scoured to nothing with perpetual motion.
Be honest. Be honest. And God bless your expedition.
Will your lordship lend me £1,000 to furnish me forth?
Not a penny! Not a penny! Fare thee well. Commend me to my cousin Westmoreland.
Page,
Sir,
what money is in my purse?
7 groats and 2 pence.
I could give no remedy against this consumption of the purse. Borrowing only lingers and lingers it out, but the disease is incurable. Go. Bid this letter to my lord in Lancaster. This to the prince. This to the Earl of Westmoreland. And this to old Mistress Ursula, whom I have quickly sworn to marry since I perceived the first white hair on my chin. About it, you know where to find me. Pox of this gout, or gout of this pox. For either one or the other plays the rogue with my great toe. A good wit will make use of anything. I will turn diseases to commodity.
Master Fang, have you entered the action?
It is entered.
Well, where's your yeoman? Is it a lusty yeoman? Will he stand to it?
Snare, Snare, where's Snare?
Oh, would I, good Master Snare?
Here. Snare, we must arrest Sir John Falstaff.
Good Master Snare, I have entered him and all.
It may well cause some confusion with us. He will stab.
Oh, alas the day. Take heed of him. He stabbed me in mine own house, and that most beastly. In good faith, he care not what mischief he does. If his weapon be out, he will foin like any devil. He will spare neither man nor woman.
We liken close with him, I care not for his thrust.
No, nor I neither. I'll be at your elbow.
I fist him up once, and then I catch him in my vice.
I am undone by his going. I warrant you, he is an infant thing upon my score. Good Master Fang, hold him sure. Good Master Snare, let him not escape. Pray ye, since my Exion is entered and my case so openly known to the world, let him be brought into his answer. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I need your help. I don't know what to do. It is very difficult. Since my Exion is entered and my case so openly known to the world, let me be brought into his answer. A woman cannot do it by herself.
No need for you to be here by yourself. In fact, we will take the charge and relieve you of the grief that arises.
Oh, good. Because sometimes a woman can be made an ass or a beast to bear every knave's wrong. Yonder he is! Do your offices! Do your offices, Master Fang and Master Snare! Do me your offices!
How now? Whose mare's dead? What's the matter?
Sir John, we arrest you in the suit of Mistress Hostess Quickly.
Away, varlets. Draw, page. Cut me off the villain's head. Throw the queen in the channel.
Throw me in the channel, I'll throw thee in the channel. Wilt thou bastardly rogue? Murder! Thou art a honey seed, a man color, and a woman, thou art a honey seed. Wilt thou kill God's officers and the kings? Ooh, thou art a honey seed, a man queller, and a woman queller.
A rescue! A rescue!
Oh, good people, bring a rescue or two. Oh.
Away, you rampallion!
You Fustelarian!
You scullion! I'll tickle your cat's ass trophy!
Oh!
What's the matter? Keep the peace here. Ho!
Oh, good my lord, be good to me. I beseech you, stand to me.
How now, Sir John? What, are you brawling here? You should be well on your way to your... Oh, stand from him! Wherefore hands upon him?
Oh, most merciful Lord, if it please thy grace, I am a poor widow from Eastcheap, and he is arrested at my suit.
For what sum?
Oh, it is more than for some, my lord, it is for all that I have. He hath eaten me out of house and home. He has taken all my substance and put it into that belly of his, like I was some of it out again.
How comes this, Sir John? Fie! What man of good temper would endure this tempest of exclamation? Are you not ashamed to enforce such a poor widow to so rough a course to come by her own?
What is the gross sum that I owe thee?
Marry, if thou wert an honest man, thyself and the money too. Thou didst swear to me upon a parcel-gilt goblet, when the prince broke thy head for liking his father to a singing man of Windsor. Thou didst swear to me then, as I was washing thy wound, to marry me and make me my lady, thy wife. Canst thou deny it? And didst thou not kiss me? And bid me fetch thee 30 shillings?
My lord, this is a poor man's soul. And she says up and down the town that her eldest son is like you. She hath been a good case, but the truth is, poverty hath distracted her.
Sir John, I am well acquainted with your manner of wrenching the true cause the false way. It is not a confident brow, nor the throng of words which comes with such more than impudent sauciness from you. You have, appears to me, practiced upon the easy yielding spirit of this woman, and made her to you to serve your uses, both in purse and in person.
Yea, in truth, my lord, and I
Praise thee! Peace. Pay her the debt you owe her, and unpay the villainy you have done her. The one may be done with sterling money, the other with current repentance.
My lord, I will not undergo this sneak without reply. I tell you, I do desire deliverance from this woman, being upon hasty employment in the king's affairs.
You speak as having the power to do wrong, but answer in the effect of your reputation, and satisfy this poor woman.
Come hither, hostess.
And now, Mistress Gower, what news?
The king, my lord, and Harry, Prince of Wales are near at hand. The rest the papers tell.
As I am a gentleman,
Faith, you said so before.
as I am a gentleman, come, no more words of it.
By this heavenly ground I tread on, I must be faint upon both my plate and the tapestry of my dining chambers.
Let it be 10 pound if thou canst. Come, and 'twere not for thy humours, there's not a better wench in England. Go, wash thy face and draw the action. Come, thou must not be in this humour with me. Dost not know me. Come, come, I know thou wast set on to this.
Pray, Sir John, let it be but 20 nobles. I am loathed upon my plate, so God save me. La.
Let it alone. I'll make other shift. You'll be a fool still.
Well, you shall have it, though I pawn my gown. Oh, I hope you'll come to supper. You'll pay me altogether.
Will I live? Go, with her, with her. Hook on, hook on.
Will you have doll Tearsheet meet you at supper?
Come, no more words. Let's have her. Roar.
Well, I've heard better news.
What's the news, my lord?
Where lay the king last night?
At Basingstoke, my lord.
I hope, my lord, all is well. What is the news, my lord?
Come back, all his forces with him?
No. 1,500 foot and 500 horse are marched up with my lord of Lancaster against Northumberland and the Archbishop.
Comes the king back from Wales, my noble lord?
You'll have letters of him presently. Come along, come go with me, Mr. Scour.
My lord!
What's the matter?
Mr. Scour, shall I entreat you with me to dinner?
I must wait upon my good lord here. I thank you, good Sir John.
Sir John, you loiter here too long, as you are to be taking soldiers up in counties as you go.
Will you sup with me, Mr. Scour?
Sir John, what foolish master taught you such manners?
If they become me not, he was a fool that taught them me. This is the right fencing race, my lord. Tap for tap, it's so part fair.
The Lord enlighten thee. Thou art a great fool.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why.
Oh, in faith, sweetheart, methinks you are an excellent good temporality. Your postage beats as extraordinarily as heart would desire. And your color, I warrant you, is as red as any rose. In good truth, la. But in faith, ye have drunk too much canaries. How do you now?
Oh, better than I was.
How now, Mistress Doll?
Oh,
I am in good name and fame with the very best. Shut the door! There comes no swaggerers here. I've not lived all this while to have swaggering now. Shut the door, I pray you!
Dost thou hear, hostess?
Pray ye, pass it by yourself, Sir John. Oh, there comes no swaggerers here.
Dost thou hear? It is mine ancient.
Tilly Valley, Sir John. Ne'er tell me, your ancient swaggerer comes not through my door. I was before Master Chiswick the deputy the other day, and as he said to me, 'twas no longer ago than Wednesday last. In faith, neighbor Quickleg, says he. Oh, and Master Dumb, our minister was by then. Neighbor Quickleg, says he, you are an honest woman and well thought of. Therefore, take heed what guests you receive. Receive, says he, no swaggering companions. No, I'll no swaggerers.
He's no swaggerer, hostess. A tame cheater, in faith. You may stroke him as gently as a puppy greyhound. Call him up, Bardolph.
Oh, I'll bar no honest man my house, nor no cheater, but I do not love swaggering by my troth. Oh, I am the worst when one says swagger. Feel, masters, how I shame. Look you, I warrant you.
Oh, so you do, mistress, so you do.
Do I? Yea, in very truth do I. I cannot abide swaggerers.
God save you, Sir John.
Welcome, ancient pistol. Here, pistol, I charge with a cup of sack. Do you discharge upon mine hostess?
I shall discharge upon her, Sir John, with 2 bullets.
She is pistol-proof, sir. You shall hardly offend her.
Come, I'll drink no proofs, nor no bullets. I'll drink no more than will do me good, for no man's pleasure I.
Then to you, Mistress Dorothy, I will charge you!
Oh! Charge me! I scorn you, scurvy companion. What? You poor, base, cheating, lap-linen mate! Away, you moldy rogue, away! I am meat for your master.
I know you, Mistress Dorothy!
Oh, you cutthroat rascal, you filthy! Bung away! By this while I'll thrust my knife in your moldy chest, and you play the saucy tunnel with me! You bottle-ale rascal, you basket-hilt, steel-juggler, you! Oh!
God let me not live, but I will murder you rough!
Oh!
No more pistol! I would not have you go off here. Discharge yourself of our company, pistol.
No, Captain Pistol, not here, sweet Captain.
Captain! Art thou not ashamed to be called captain? You a captain for what? For parentary of poor, horse, broken, or body house? He a captain!
Hark thee hither, Mistress Doll.
Not I tell thee what, Corporal Bardolph, but I can tear her. I'll be revenged of her.
Oh, Brady! Go out! Ah!
I'll see her down first, to Pluto's down grave, by this hand, to the infernal deep, with Erebus and torture vials also. Lay hook and line, say I, down dog, down favors, have we not hired here?
No, Captain Peasel, be quiet. 'Tis very late. In faith, I beseech you, aggravate your caller.
These be good humors indeed, and shell back horses in the hollow pampered chains of Asia, which cannot go but 30 miles a day. Compare with Caesars and cannibals and Trojan Greeks. No, I'd rather damn them and let the Wilkin roar.
By my troth, Captain, these are very bitter words.
Be gone, good ancient.
Die men like dogs, give crowns like pins. Have we not Indeed that, my fair countess. Come, give me some sack. Si fucene me torrentes, morato mi contendo. Fear we broadsides? No. Let the fiend give fire. Give me some sack. And sweetheart, lie down there. Are we at two full points here? And are etceteras nothing?
Pistol! I would be quiet.
Sweet night, I kiss thy knee. What? We have seen the 7 stars.
Oh, for God's sakes, thrust him out! I cannot endure such a fustian rascal!
Thrust him out.
Thrust him out, Bardolph.
Shall we have incision? Come. Shall we improve? Come. Then death rock me asleep! Upbraids my doleful days, while at these grieving, gasping, gaping wounds. Untwine the sisters 3. Come, Atropus, I say.
Here's goodly stuff poured.
Give me my rapier.
Oh, I pray thee, Jack! I pray thee! Do not draw!
Here's a goodly tumult. Oh, so murder my warrant now. Alas, alas. Put up your naked weapons. Put up your naked weapons.
Get you out.
Oh,
Come, out!
Oh, quiet down! I pray thee, Jack, quiet down! The rascal's gone! You bad little villain!
oh. These has hurt in the groin. He thought he made a shrewd thrust at your belly.
Oh, you sweet little rogue! Oh, alas, poor ape, how thou sweatest! Come, you horse and chops! Come, let me wipe thy face! You horse and chop! You sweet little rogue of faith! I love thee!
Have you turned him out of doors?
Oh, the rascal's drunk. You hurt him in the shoulder.
A rascal to brave me.
Oh, you horse and chop, you sweet little rogue! Loving
Sit on my knee.
Oh, you horse and chops, little tidy Bartholomew boar pig. Oh, when wilt thou give up fighting o' days and foining o' nights, and begin to patch up thine old body for heaven?
Peace, good doll. Do not speak like a death's head.
Oh.
Do not bid me remember my name.
Oh.
Thou dost give me fluttering buses.
Well, by my troth, I kiss thee with the most constant heart.
I am old. I am old.
Oh, by my troth, thou set'st me a-weeping, and thou sayest so.
Thou forget me when I'm gone.
Oh, I love thee more than I love e'er a scurvy young boy of them all.
Would you be the wind to blow me home? Would you be a dream on the wings of a poem? And if we were walking through a crowd, well, you know I'd be proud if you'd call my name out loud. If you'd call my name out loud. Do you suppose that I would come running?
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say we end a heartache and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die,
To sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that the patient merit the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. And thus conscience doth make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sickly o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises with great pitch and moment. With this regard the currents turn awry and loose the name of action. Soft you now. The fair Ophelia, nymph from thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them, words of so sweet breath composed, as made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers proven kind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord.
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty will translate beauty into his likeness. This was sometime a paradox, but the time has given it proof. I did love you. Once.
Indeed. You made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stocks, but we relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest yet. I could accuse me of things it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? Where are errant knaves? Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool and know but his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help you, sweet heavens.
If thou dost marry, I give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Go, farewell. Or, if thou wilt needs marry a fool. For only wise men know what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, and quickly too, farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too well enough. God has given you one face and you go and paint yourselves another. You jig and you amble and you lisp and you mock God's creatures and make your wantonness your own ignorance. Go to! I'll know more on it. It has made me mad. I say, there will be no more marriage. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. And the rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here, O throne. The courtiers, soldier, scholar, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and the rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music of the house, now see most noble in sovereign reason. I, sweet bells, jangled, out of tune and harsh. Woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you. And Mary, now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready? Name one part, right? Proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
But what is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover who kills himself most gallant for love.
That will add some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes, for I will move storms. I will condole in some measure, yet to the rest, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or part of Terracatin, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish effects. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling. Oh.
Francis Flute the Bellows Mender.
Francis Flute the Bellows Mender. Oh, Francis Flute the Bellows Mender. Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight.
'Tis the lady that Pyramus must love.
My faith! I may not play a woman. I have a beer cooking.
All is one, for you may play it in a mask, and you shall use as small a voice as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak it in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, oh, give us this love dear, and Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed!
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Startling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Thomasina Snoot, Snot, Snout the Stinker?
Thomasina Snout, the Tinker.
Thomasina Snout the Tinker. You, Pyramus's father, myself, Thisbe's father, Snot the Joiner, you, the lion's part, and I hope here is a play fitting.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
Me to extempore, for it's nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too, and I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I shall make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you would do it too terribly, for you would frighten the Duchess and ladies, and they would surely shriek, and that would be enough to hang us all.
That would hang us.
Every mother's son. I grant you, friends, if that you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us.
Discretion?
But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you into any nightingale. Roar. Roar.
No, you must play Pyramus. Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one you shall meet on a summer's day. He's a lovely, gentleman-like man, therefore you needs must play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beer will I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, or your purple ingrain beard.
Masters, here are your parts, and I entreat you, I desire you, I implore you, for you to come by tomorrow night, meet me at the Palace Wood, or a man about town, at moonlight, for there we will rehearse. Because if we meet in the city, we will be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will put together a bill of properties our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet! There we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu!
At the Duke's oath we meet.
Enough! Hold the cut bow strings!
Hear me, you wrangling pirates that fall out, and sharing that which you have pillaged from me. Which of you trembles not that looks on me? Not I, being your queen, you bow like subjects, yet I, by you deposed, you quake like rebels. Oh, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Foul wrinkled witch, what makest thou in my sight?
But repetition of what thou hast marred, that will I make before I let thee go.
Wert thou not banished on pain of death?
I was, but I do find more pain and banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and son you owest to me, and thou a kingdom. All of you allegiance. My sorrows by right is yours, and all the pleasures you usurp are mine.
The curse my noble father laid on thee when thou didst crown his warlike brows with paper, and with thy scorn strewest rivers from his eyes. Then, to dry them, gavest the Duke a cloth, steeped in the faultless blood of my brother, pretty Rutland. His curses then, from bitterness of soul, denounced against thee are all fallen upon thee, and God, not we, have plagued thy bloody deeds.
What? Were you snarling all before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat and turn your hatred now on me? Did York's dread curse prevail so much with heaven that Henry's death, my lovely Edward's death, their kingdom's loss, my woeful banishment could all but answer for that peevish brat? Can curses pierce the clouds and enter heaven? Why then give way, dull clouds, to my quick curses? If not by war, by serpents die your king, as ours by murder to make him a king. For Edward, thy son, which now is Prince of Wales, for Edward, my son, which was Prince of Wales, died in his youth by like untimely violence. Thyself, a queen for me that was a queen, outlive thy glory like my wretched self. Long mayest thou live to wail thy children's losses, and see another, as I see thee now, decked in thy rights as thou art stalled in mine. Long die thy happy days before thy death, and in the end die neither mother, nor wife, nor England's queen. Rivers and Dorsets, you were standers by, and so was thou, Lord Hastings, when my son was stabbed by bloody daggers. God, I pray that none of you live your natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off.
Have done thy charm, thou hateful, withered hag. Have done for shame, if not for charity, because I cannot flatter and speak fair. I must be found a rancorous enemy. I'm too childish, foolish for this world.
And leave out thee. Advance, dog, and thou shalt hear me. If heaven have any grievous plague in store exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it till I send thee right, then hurl down on thee their indignation, the troubler of the poor world's peace. Thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors as thy dearest friends. No sleep close up thy deadly eye of thine, lest simply with some tormenting dream affrights thee with the hell-oiling devils. Though elvish, marked, abortive, rooting hog, though thou wast sealed in thy nativity, the slave of nature, son of hell, the loathed issue of thy father's loins, the slander of thy mother's heavy womb, the rag of honor, the detested Richard! I call thee not.
I cried thee more than you then, for I thought thou didst call me all these bitter names.
Why, so I did, but looked for no reply. Let me make a period to my curse.
'Tis done by me, and Margaret. I do the wrong and first begin to brawl. The secret mischiefs I set approach, I lay on the grievous charge of others. Clarence, my brother, whom I indeed have lain in darkness, I do weep many simple gulls, and say does the queen and her allies that stir the king against the duke, my brother. Now they believe it, and with all wet meat be revenged on Rivers, Vaughan, Grey. But then I sigh, and with a piece of scripture tell them God bids us do good for evil. And thus I clothe my naked villainy with odd old ends stolen from Holy Writ, and seem a saint when most I play the devil.
Sorry. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile when I, a fat and being fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. Sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks against her lips I bob, and on her wither dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3-foot stool mistaken me, and then slip I from her bum, and down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir holds their hips and laughs, and waxens in their mirth, and knees, and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. Oh, flower of this purple dye, sink in apple of her eye. Wait, when some vile thing is nigh. What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What? A play 'twould? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Are we all met?
Patton, what a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot will be our stage, this break our towering house, and we will do it in the action as we will do it before the do.
Peter Quince!
What sayest thou, bully bosom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By a lark and a powerless fear.
I believe we should leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we shall have a prologue, and it will be written in 8 and 6.
No! Make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I will fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among the ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there's not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must be written to state that he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed, let him name his name and tell them plainly he is...
Snug the Joiner!
Well, it shall be so. There are 2 hard things, that is, that we need moonlight into the chamber, for as you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet at moonlight.
Well, does the moon shine the night we play our play?
A calendar!
Oh, a calendar!
Find out moonshine!
Find out moonshine!
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why? Then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern, and say he comes to disfigure, to present the person of moonshine. Yeah. Then there's one more thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, do talk through the chink of a wall.
You cannot have a wall! What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let her have some plaster, some loam, or some rough cast about her to signify wall, and let her hold her fingers thus, and through that clanny shall the bitterness and Thisbe whisper.
Well, if that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down. Every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin, and when you have spoken your speech, you enter through the break, and so everyone according to their cue. Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savours sweet.
Odors.
Odors, savours sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
Exit.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er play here. Must I speak now?
Marry must you. You must understand. He goes, but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose of triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, most lovely hue, as true as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
It's Pyramus at Ninus's tomb, man. Oh, you speak all your cues at once, parts and cues and all and everything. I mean, you must answer to Pyramus. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It was never tired.
As truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange we are haunted! Pray, masters fly, masters hell!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around. Through bush, through bog, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound. Aha, a headless bear, sometime a fire. And neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn like horse, hog, hound, fire, bear at every turn.
Why did they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom! Thou art changed! What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head on your own, do you?
Oh, bless thee, Bottom! Bless thee, thou art translated!
Oh, I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To break me if they could, but I will not stir. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing, so that they shall hear I am not afraid. Your short coat, the black of you, with orange strong leaping. The horse shall kick, they look so true, the right one, they don't quit.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force, her force doth move me, at the first view, to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I would have enough to serve mine own turn.
Do not from this wood desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me, and I shall give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I shall purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go.
Methought I was, and methought I had. But man is but a patched fool if he offered to say what methought I had. Quince? Snout? Flute? Snug? Starling!
From ancient grudge breaks to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life,
whose misadventures piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife.
The fearful passage of this death-marked love, and continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end,
naught could remove.
Madam, nurse, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke, be wary, look about.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Oh, is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
What, evermore weeping for your cousin's death, with the wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done. Some of grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling lost.
So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for.
Feeling so lost cannot choose but ever weep the friend.
Well, girl, that is because the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Villain, and he be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
I, madam, from the reach of these my hands, would not but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not, then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same banished renegade doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram, that he shall soon keep divilled company. Then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo, till I behold him. Dead is my poor heart for kinsmen vexed. Madam, if you could find out what a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him, to wreak the love I bore my cousin upon the body that has slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now, I tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they, I beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one to put thee from thy heaviness, has sorted out a sudden day of joy, which thou expectest not, nor looked I for.
Madam, and have thee time what day is this?
Listen, my child, early next Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the Count of Paris, at St. Peter's Church, I'll happily make thee there a joyful bride.
Now by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. Oh, I wonder at this haste that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. I pray you tell my lord and father, madam, that I will not marry yet. And when I do, it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father, tell him so yourself, and see how you will take it into your hands.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. Before the sunset of my brother's son, it rains downright. How now? A conduit girl? What? Still in tears, evermore showering in one little body. How now? Wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
I, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
So, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How will she not? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How now? How now? Chopped logic? What is this? Proud. And I thank you, and I thank you not, and yet not proud. Mistress minion you, proudly no prouds nor, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness carrion. Out, you baggage, you tallow face.
Fine. Are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell you what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much, and we have a curse in having her. Out on her!
God in heaven bless her! You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue. Smatter your gossips. Go!
I speak no treason.
Oh, God in heaven.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool. Utter your gravity or a gossip's bowl, for here we need it not.
You're too hot.
Oh, God's bread makes me mad. Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, in company, still. My care have been to have her matched, and having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, a fair domain, youthful and nobly alive, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thoughts would wish a man, and then to have a wretched, puling fool, a whining mammoth, in her fortune's tender to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you, pardon me, but, and you will not wed? I'll pardon you. Graze where you will. You shall not house with me. Look to it. Think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday's near. Lay hand on heart. Advice, and you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. And you be not hang, beg, starve, die in the street. For by my soul, I'll ne'er acknowledge thee. Nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, but think ye, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. Or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh, God. Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? Comfort me. Counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practice stratagems upon a subject so soft as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse.
Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing that he dares ne'er come back to claim you. Then since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the Count. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish clout to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match, for it excels your first. For if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good it were as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my soul, too, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady that I am gone to Lawrence Cell to make confession and to be absolved.
Oh, Mary, I will, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! Oh, most wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which she hath praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor! Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
I'd a terrible broken heart.
The epilogue is addressed.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill to show our simple skill that is the true beginning of our end. Consider, then we come but in despite, we do not come as minding to despite you our true intent is, All for your delight, we are not here, that you should have repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow does not stand upon points. He has read his prologue as like a rough colt he knows not to stop.
Who's next? Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. His beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This woman, with lime and rough cast, doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink, poor souls they are content to whisper. At the which let no man wonder. This man with lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Nimus's tomb, they're there to woo. This grisly beast, with lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fell, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, cowering in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at last discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
Oh, no wonder, one lion may, when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I one snout by name present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think had in it a cranny hole, or chink, through which our lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did often whisper very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, this stone doth show that I am that same wall, the truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which our fearful lovers are to whisper.
It is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Oh, grim-looking night! Oh, night, with you so black! Oh, night, whichever art when day is not! Oh, night, alack, alack, alack! I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine, thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, she should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is toward her now, and I am spied her through the wall. You shall see, it will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Oh, wall! Full often hast thou heard my groans, for parting my fair Pyramus and me. These lily lips that often kiss thy stones of mine, and here there with me.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like thy mender am I trusty still.
And I like Helen till the fates me kill.
Not Shafalus to Procus was so true.
Shephalos the Procolos I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kissed the wall's hole. Not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tight life, tight death, I come without delay.
Thus have I wall my part discharged so, and being thus done, a long way I go.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest, monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion, rough in wildest rage, doth roar. Arr! They know that I, one snug, the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should, as lion, come in strife into this place, oh, 'twere pity on my life.
Let us listen to the moan. This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present, myself, the man in the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lanthorn. How is it else the man in the moon?
Proceed, moon! All I have to say is to tell you that this lanthorn is the moon, that myself the man in the moon, this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this my dog, Wolf.
This must be old Minnie's tomb.
Roar! Roar!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, Moon.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright, for by thy gracious golden glittering gleams I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite, but mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is he? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good, what, stained with blood? Approach, ye furry spell. Oh, come, threaded drum, quail, crush, conclude, and quail!
All this passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Approach, oh, wherefore nature didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered, my dear!
Devoured!
Devoured, my dear! Which is, no, which was the fairest dame that loved, that liked, that looked, that lived with cheer. God tears, confound, outsword, and wound the Papapyramus. I that left back where heart doth hop, thus die I, thus.
With the help of a surgeon, he might still recover and prove an ass.
Now am I dead.
But Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. And die.
Die already.
Oh, asleep, my love. What? Dad? My dog? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak!
more to see a burgomass dance between two of our company.
No epilogue, I pray you. But come, your burgomass, let your epilogue alone.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. But you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme. No more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest buck, and that we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give us your hands, as we be friends, and well and shall with joy.